2, 1!
The Great Christmas Light Fight is on! Ho, ho, ho!
It's an okay Texas Christmas, from Austin to Broken Arrow. Visiting like five friends, we hope Christmas never ends, because it's an okay Texas Christmas.
Texas has a lot of contenders for the Great Christmas Light Fight. I can't believe how many there were. There's like 40 families in Texas that have been on the Great Christmas Light Fight. And I couldn't visit them all at one stop. I'd have to be one, retired, and two, pretty wealthy to get around. But I did get to see a few of them. Yeah, that's right. Kim and I got to go on an OK Texas Xmas, which is what I've been talking about for the last couple years here of doing since I've been on the Great Christmas Light Fight, and finally pulled the trigger, get it, Texas, and we made it happen. Yes, I'm a man of my word, and I made it happen. I and Kim, we went on an OK Texas Christmas all the way from Hatfield, Pennsylvania, where the Michael family Christmas display is located, to Austin, Texas, and many cities in between, and we ended in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, which is the OK part of the OK Texas Xmas. So it's more than OK, it's awesome. And we got it done. And I want to talk about it today because you got to see me 4 times in 1 week. And it's been a little bit of a break as I've gotten ready to bring this all back together in one episode of The Librarian. And I'm going to talk about it today. So I'm glad you're joining me here on a Sunday. I know it's football time for many of you watching the NFL. And I got to watch my game last night. My Philadelphia Eagles clinched the NFC East. First team in a while in the NFC East to clinch it 2 years in a row. So I guess that's an accomplishment. But a bigger accomplishment is an OK Texas Xmas and hanging out with great Light Fight friends. So I want to talk about that. So we got to get the Librarian officially in, and let's do that. We'll plop it over here next to my Turbo Man. And hey, I'll talk a little about that. That's made by Evelyn Quintero. Even though I was in Texas and Oklahoma, we saw a lot of Evelyn Quintero. We'll talk about that a little bit. So, hey, everybody, Brian Michael here. And I'm not in any front yard today. I'm back in the library, and I'm glad you're joining me. I'm going to put on a show here. I'm guessing it'll last an hour, maybe less, maybe more. It depends who joins. And I want to have some fun. So we're going to have a couple things happening today. One, I will do a brief recap and summary of season 13 of the Great Christmas Light Fight. I know many of you joined Charlie Byers' Christmas on Crestline channel and watched both AJ and Felicia from the Great Christmas Light Fight participate in a live talk about that. I did as well. So we're not going to go deep into it. Today's more about my friends in Texas and Oklahoma, and we're going to cover that. Then I'm going to show you the premiere. Yes, the premiere of not only the video I made of the trip, but the premiere of what I think is going to be a brand new hit Christmas song. It's an OK Texas Christmas. And I think you're going to like that song. It's pretty cool. It accompanies the video I put together, and I think you're going to be blasting it on your radio for the rest of the Christmas season. And it may, who knows, it may top Mariah Carey and Wham for the top #1 holiday Christmas plays globally. Just, you never know what will happen when you're a part of the Great Christmas Light Fight family. So that will happen today. I've got some other updates. And of course, you know, this most likely is my last live before Christmas, and we're going to make sure we send you guys off with a ho-ho holiday. And it's exciting. I got lots of cool stuff to talk about. But before I get talking about it, and before I ring in the meat of the show, which, by the way, had a lot of barbecue meat in Texas. Let's see who's checking in here on a Sunday at 1 o'clock afternoon Eastern time. I know I have some of my Texas friends joining, and others can join me because they're celebrating early Christmas stuff with their families, and that's okay. That's because it's an OK Texas Xmas. All right, let's see who we got joining in here, and let's say hi. And if you have any questions or comments, feel free to put them in the chat as we go along. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share this video later, and when I do my premiere video, I will post that separately so you can go watch it over and over again. Because again, you're going to want to hear that song. Maybe some of you light show folks will sync it. Yeah, maybe, even though it's a Texas theme song. All right, let's see who we got in here. Got a few comments and we'll see who's joining here. All right, we've got Jordan Maywald, something Wong, because he can't stay long. That's because Jordan's one of the ones having a party. Again, there's always a party at his house, and I could talk about that and him a little bit since he won't be on listening. So he won't be there to defend himself. So I just might do that, Jordan. You might have to go sit in the bathroom with your earphones in and tell your family that you ate something wrong. All right. We got Micah Michaela joining. Not sure who they are, but I'm guessing they're friends of the Browns, because Browns had a lot of family support when we did live from their front yard. And we do got Charlie Byers joining. I don't know if his Chiefs aren't playing today or he just finds me more interesting, but hey, Charlie, glad to have you. You did a great job with the lives. It was fun to participate. I'll cover that a little bit later in the show, just talking about my record. I didn't go perfect, and it's because I went with my heart and not my gut, but I'll talk about that later. Oh, we do got Lori Slanker joining. Cool song. Wait till you hear the whole version of it because you're going to like it. You're going to like it. But we're glad you're here. We're glad Robert's here. We actually saw you last night before bed on the Places and Spaces channel. Your episode of The Great Christmas Light Fight was airing. A little bit earlier in the day prior to that, they aired season 11. And then all of a sudden, Kim and I are like, we're finally going to see us on the Places and Spaces channel because many of you have sent me pictures that you saw us. We have yet to see it on the Places. And sure enough, they moved into a different season. They're mixing it up. So it's all good. It's all good. Who else do we got joining us here? I'm going to jump around a little bit. We have a Texan that I did not get to visit. You were way down there, man. That state is so big. But, Ray's joining. He has Turbo Man too. You do. I saw your Turbo Man dolls in your display. So I gave that to my son at a yard sale. I bought that at a yard sale in Oklahoma when we lived there. And he's cool. He works sometimes. He talks and stuff. Anyway, you can find one on eBay. They have them out there. One of the families we did visit, one who had great Texas hospitality, Patrick Mock joining us from season 12. And I think you're going to like what you see when you hear in a little bit, Patrick. And I saw you're like on a streak with, I think it's going to be the Guinness Book of World Records of the most couples that have gotten engaged at a light display, because there's been a run of them at the Mock family display. And if you go there and see the history of it, you'll know why. Sweetest place on earth, or maybe Texas at least, the Brown family, Candyland Christmas. We made a visit to there. You're going to want to stay and see the video and when I talk about what they had there. Thanks for having us again, Brandon and Tiffany. It was awesome. Kim misses the kitty cat. Yeah, they have a kitty cat who supposedly is mean, but loved Kim. Love Kim. She liked me too. She let me pet her. All right, we got a season 13 winner, Candace Lunar, joining us from Willoughby, Ohio. And they've been experiencing some aftermath Christmas fun with all their visitors from their successful win on this year's Light Fight. Glad to have you and Brad on. Oh, now I get, yes, Micah Michaela from the Jones Christmas Ranch. I should have put two and two together because we met your wife and we met your daughter as I was standing in your yard doing some drone work. And we didn't meet you, Mike, because I'll talk about it later, he was out of town, but still made Texas hospitality work for us. So thanks for joining in. You'll get to see that picture I took of your wife because she was real particular, like, hey, can I see that before you post it? Which I don't think I showed it to her. What other new comments we got? Oh, we got another great supporter here. We got Steven, or otherwise, AKA Griswold D. Richburg, does a great job at his light display, Wonderland in Temuco Lane, and also runs Christmas yard decorations Facebook group. Join that if you want to learn about what everybody's doing and get some ideas about improving your display. Check out Steven's group, Christmas Yard Decorations. He's the moderator there. Got North Pole Christmas Village joining. He resent something to Charlie. Hey, I'll help you resend it too. By the way, now I know. Troy from the North Pole Christmas Village, for some reason, as soon as my lives are announced and posted, within like 30 seconds, there's a post from Troy at the North Pole Christmas Village. And for a while there, I was starting to think it was part of like one of the StreamYard, that's a software I use, bots that automatically puts a post out, because it was just so weird how it's always right there. But hey, Troy, you're a real guy, and you're submitting, I guess, an FAA submission to Charlie's channel to win a nice prize from Matt Toast Designs, another past light fighter who helps support the community. So I'll talk about that a little bit later too, just to get that bumped up. All right. Get your comments in. We still got people joining in. If I missed your comments, I apologize. I'm still, as you know, I have trouble working this all by myself, but I want to get back to my media here. And we are going to talk a little bit about our trip. So how did this come about? How did it happen? Well, again, a couple years ago, after we were on Light Fight, we started going to minis and we started talking to a lot of the families, and particularly after, I would say, the Florida Mega Mini, because a lot of people from Texas were there for the Light Fight reunion and for Tanya Nyack coming out to give a speech and participate in that, along with Felicia Aaron White from the Great Christmas Light Fight. And that's where we became even closer with some of the families, particularly in Texas and Oklahoma, as well as other families. And I do want to get out to other families. I just can't do it all in one year. I still might be able to hit a few families this year that are fairly close by. I can't do any drone footage though, and I'll talk about why in a minute. But yeah, that's how we got to meet. And they, I kept saying, you come out here, but as many of you know, we've had to kind of downsize or not do our display the last 2 years. And I said, why don't I come to you? That's one of the advantages of not having a big display. And I said, let's go to Texas. Let's go to Oklahoma. There's great displays there. And they've been on the Light Fight, and we did that. And kind of a last minute thing, planned the route out and coordinated. We went to Austin. We went to Bernie, Texas. We went to Wichita Falls, Texas. We went to Ennis, Texas, and then we went to Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. And we also stopped at some cities in between. I'll cover some of the other fun little chances we had to stop and see something related to Christmas. And it was really cool. So, with that being said, our first stop, Kim and I got on the Big Bird, not the Philadelphia Eagle, the Big Bird, and we headed out to Austin, Texas. Yeah, that's where we started. I was thinking we would start in Dallas or North, but Austin had the best flight for price, and it was a direct. And not only that, we were treated really well by our airline, and we got a complimentary upgrade to first class to start off a first class vacation. Well, not even vacation, but a trip to see great Christmas lights. And we did that. So we got into Austin, and we met with the Maywald family, particularly their head elf, Jordan Maywald. Many of you know him. We talk a lot about him. He's been on the show. And it was important to get there this year because this is Jordan's final year, at least at this property. He's looking at, potentially moving to a commercial space or some other venue, but he has officially made this his final year. He put out shirts and ornaments and all kinds of things that he sells to help raise money for the Make-A-Wish Foundation, which he is doing again this year. And we said, we got to see it before it's gone. We've heard so much about this display. Let's start there. And it worked out great because from there we were able to jump down to the Joneses afterwards. And it's a shame I didn't look a little bit more. We could have even saw the very last winner of season 13 of the Light Fight, the Loader family, because it was kind of on the way along with the other stops. But again, there's just not enough time in a day. So we got to Jordan's and got to hang out with his mom, Rhonda, and his dad, Chad, and got to see where everything's stored. I know where the secret stash is now. So, hey, if anybody needs anything, let me know. I might know where it's at. Nah, I wouldn't do that because I would ship it all here since he doesn't want it anymore. Anyway, got to see all the secret stash, got a behind the scenes tour. We had dinner with the Maywald family and got to have their dog follow us around, who kind of like the Brown's cat is supposedly a little ornery, but I don't know, like me, especially when I gave it food. So hopefully he didn't get a stomach ache, Jordan, after I left. And we had a great time. And we got to see a couple things we got to see. One is that was kind of a day and a half there because of our flying in and some timing. But we got to see the display, of course. But then Jordan also took us to a town called Fredericksburg, Texas, which is a German town. And it had like all these cool giant municipal decorations and cute downtown with a lot of shops. Then we also went to Johnson City, where the electrical co-op has right outside their building these giant, I guess they're oak trees. They're huge. And they're decorated with over 1 million white lights, and one light's blue in particular. And according to Jordan, these are commercial grade LEDs. It's immaculate. when they're done at the end of the season, they just cut them out and throw them away and start over again, which I thought was crazy. But anyway, we got to see that. And then, we did get the night to hang out and actually see Jordan's display, and Kim got to hang out at the check-in counter where people walk in through the tunnel of lights and are able to make their donation for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. And Kim got to be the counter because Jordan does count, or try his best to count how many people are coming in to track his progress on visitors. So pretty cool idea. It's one of those cool clicker things. That was fun. And then we sat up right in the middle of Jordan's front yard and did our very first live from somebody's yard. And we didn't know how the technology would work out with that, especially out in the middle of the yard and kind of fairly rural for Jordan. And it turned out good. And it was the trial for everything else. It was a good time. And go back and watch that live over your holiday break here. Look for the Jordan segment for an OK Texas Xmas, and you could see what we did from his yard. But, I'll share a picture that we did get to stand and take our picture in front of Jordan's giant famous wreath right there. That's Kim and I. Tried to get one. I couldn't do a selfie with Jordan in there, so he took one of Kim and I have one of Kim and Jordan and him. But got to see a picture in the Maywald wreath, so I know the Mocs got to do that this year. Then, if you remember Jordan's episode of the Great Christmas Light Fight on season 7, when he had Carter as a judge, Carter got to stand in the giant sled, and well, so did I. I got to stand in the giant sled and look over the display from a different perspective. And I don't know, I think I make it look a little better than Carter did. But, that's just my opinion. And then finally, we talked about it being his final year at this residence. By the way, he's kicking it off with a bang. The Saturday after we were there, he had fireworks, he had Santa Claus, he had thousands of people. The local 365 page made another post, which drove even more traffic than what he already gets. And his last day is December 27th, unless he decides to extend it. I don't know if he's doing another fireworks display or anything, but if you can get down there before the 27th. But, we did get to see and take a picture in front of Jordan's final year sign. That's Jordan and I. And it was sad. We also took a sad picture, but I didn't post it because I looked sad in the picture and Jordan looked angry in the picture. So I said, let me post the good one. That was fun. So Jordan, if you're still on with your earpiece in, instead of pretending you're enjoying Christmas with your family, because you'd rather be here with us. I know, I'm joking. I'd like to be with your family too. What do you think? What do you think, buddy? Any updates? Are you doing a big final show on the 27th, fireworks again, or is it just another calm night to say goodbye to everybody? What do you think, folks? Have you been there? Have you been to Maywald's family Christmas display? Put your comments in, and we'll talk about it. And I'm making room in my studio here because I have to add some more pictures for when I get to the Slankards at the end, who are our last stop. And it only lets me upload 9 things at a time. So I'm just, since we saw Jordan, I'll show you one more time. Final year Jordan. Before I remove it from my stage. It was an awesome time. And it was really fun enjoying some meals with you and standing in the middle front yard. We did have a special visitor. I did forget to mention this. It's in the live. Michael Simmons from season 1 lived fairly close by and stopped by, and he joined us in our live. So, didn't go to see his display where he lives in Texas now. He's formerly from Cathedral City, California, which is when he was on Light Fight, but now lives in Texas. And it was cool to have another Light Fighter kind of pop in on the fun we were doing. So really, really cool. Really cool. All right. Then our second stop, and Jordan happened to go along with us because, we're great people, and he didn't want to hang out with his family anymore. No, he did. But he was our host to take us down to the next stop, which was Bernie, Texas. And we got to see Mike Jones's drive-through display. We're talking an epic display. This is a gentleman who was on the Great Christmas Light Fight in season 7, the same season as Jordan, had Tanya as a judge, and had a great light show on a smaller residential property or area, if you will, and now has acres and acres with approximately 4 million lights to drive through with lots of displays. And reached out to Mike, super gracious. Hey, I'm coming down. We're friends on Facebook, been messing at each other for a while. And the one time we're down there, he had to travel for work just that night, that the only night we could make it. But he did set up with his wife for us to visit. She knew we were coming, although when we got there, I did my typical thing. Everybody knows I like to get my camera and start taking pictures and filming. We pulled to the entrance. They weren't quite open yet. It was still a little light out. I get my camera when I want to walk up to the entrance and get pictures and zooming in. This car comes zooming down, and it looked like it was on a mission. Brakes jam on, dust comes up because it's a partially gravel road there. And Mike's wife gets out and says, "Can I help you?" in a very nice voice. So I said, "Yeah, Mike, I'm Brian. Mike knows we're coming. I'm just getting some pictures before you open." She goes, "Oh, you can get in the queue line," which I didn't know. There's this big entrance. I get in the queue line, and then when they open up, they help us out. And the one cool thing we got to do there, and we were very unsuccessful at it, is a fun part of their drive-through is they have Stitch from the Disney TV cartoon, Stitch and Lilo and Stitch. And they hide him every night somewhere different along the drive-through. And we went through, we couldn't find him. We couldn't find that critter Stitch. Couldn't find him at all. I mean, you're going to talk about that in my premiere video. So we stopped back at the booth again. I said, "Okay, where's the critter Stitch?" Because Mike was gracious to let us drive around a couple times to get video. And then I was able to pull into a parking lot he has by his event center, which is cool. I'd like to learn more about that. And flew a drone. That's where I met your daughter. And she goes, "You're my dad's friend, right?" And I said, "Yes," because I thought I was getting kicked out. I was like, "No, yeah, your dad gave me permission here." But anyway, we go around. She said, "I'll give you a hint where Stitch is." We still couldn't find. There's 3 of us in the car. We couldn't find him. So we were unsuccessful at finding Stitch. By the way, I never asked, do you get anything when you find Stitch, or is it just the satisfaction that, hey, I found the critter Stitch? But anyway, we get to Mike's display, and after we do the drive-through, it started when it was still dusk, but then it got dark, and there's lights flashing, dancing the music. I got some great drone overhead. Mike's posted some on his Facebook page, Jones Christmas Ranch, if you want to look it up on Facebook. And it was really fun. Got to pull over in the parking spot. I popped my drone up. I actually flew it down a path right by the house where your peanut scene is, Mike. But I went through where all the candy cane trees are over top of a car. And then I got nervous because I couldn't, I'm looking on my camera. I'm like, I think I'm not going to hit anything. So then I stopped and turned it around and came back. But I got great footage of that. It was really cool. In addition to some dash cam. And then when I was in your parking lot, I walked around that area. So I couldn't do the whole display. I would have loved to have done a full walk around without even being in a car for video or a drone. But got some great footage. And it was great. It was a little bit of a drive. But again, we had those stops in Fredericksburg and Johnson City. And that was really cool. So anybody ever been to any of those places? Everybody been to the Jones Christmas Ranch? If you have been, put a comment in. Hey, even if you're Mike Jones, what's your favorite part of your own display, Mike? And now Mike's a proud owner of one of these bad boys right here, member of the club. But he's already a member of the club because he's been on the Great Christmas Light Fight. Speaking of that, I need a sip for my Light Fight cup. All right, we got lots of people joining in. I'm excited. I guess football's boring today. Get your comments in if you're just joining. And hang in there. You're going to see a super cool video. I could have made this thing 20 minutes long, but I got to be realistic. A 20-minute song, that would be like a discography, and, get it pressed on vinyl, it's too much. And I did have enough footage to take that kind of video. So maybe I'll do some follow-up videos throughout the spring and summer when we're thinking about Christmas again. Because guys, gals, ladies, gentlemen, Christmas is only 4 days away. Can you believe it? And most of us are maybe 10 to 14 days for the last of our displays for this year. And we're going to be taking them down. That is sad. Almost as sad as Jordan's last year. Oh, so Mike's was awesome. And then from Mike's, we got back to Jordan's, had dinner. And then the next morning we headed out to a place called Ennis, Texas. Ennis, Texas. Yes. Not Tennis, Texas. Ennis, Texas. Never been there. Never heard of it until I watched The Great Christmas Light Fight last year, season 12. The Mock family. And we saw Patrick and Natasha Mock showing their display, and how awesome of a display. Huge property. Patrick has 10 acres. He decorates 3.5, almost 4. And we got to see every city you can think of in Texas in just one wonderful night. And if you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, you got to go back and watch their episode, because Patrick's theme is Basically, every city in Texas has a spot in his display, and his display is themed around that. And it's a walkthrough display as you walk past all the cities and through the cities and get to see really cool different types of displays. Everything from custom wireframes to purchase wireframes to blow molds to inflatables to DIY props. He's got everything. He even has a light show at the end, which was not shown in his light fight episode. That's a fun fact. Patrick said it wasn't ready or couldn't get it working for Carter to see, so they kind of cut it out. And also, after looking and being on the show, I have a feeling they left that unless he would have left it static, because that's not what they were featuring him. They weren't featuring him as a light show. He was more of a traditional show and a walkthrough display. But got to see a lot of cool things. I even got to see Carter's photograph, that, the caricature, kind of like I have my Librarian caricature that you've all seen on my posts. They had one made of Carter for their startup scene. And I also got to sit on the horse where Carter threw the lasso. So I got to do that. I'll show you a picture of that. You know what? Before I do that, I do feel bad. I did forget to show this picture of Mike's wife at the Jones Christmas Ranch as we're looking for that critter Stitch right there. And we still didn't find him. Unless that's him behind you and you were just fibbing with us. Anyway, yeah, we got to see Carter's startup device. So check this out. This is me, not only behind Carter's picture, I'm sitting on the horse. The only thing I didn't have is the hat and the lasso. Because I bet, just like when I went to see my friend Gary at the New City North Pole Airport last year, who was on my season 11 in New York, who had an airport theme, Carter was flying his sled simulator and crashed. I landed on the first time. I bet you I could have landed that lasso on the first time, and I have no clue how to handle a lasso. But I got to sit on there, and I got to pretend I was Carter. And, of course, you have Natasha, Patrick's wonderful other half, his better half. And got to hang out with Kim. They were sharing some things, but, all the ladies are cuckoo for Carter. I don't get it. Fun story back to Jordan's house. Jordan, when he filmed in season 7, it was raining. You can see it in his episodes. And Carter came in and got to use Rhonda, Jordan's mom's hair dryer to dry his hair in their bathroom. And a fun story there was she asked the production, can I take a picture of him? And they said, no, I don't think he would like that. Anyway, they all gave Carter his heart, Look, Kim's heart that she's making is about as big as Carter's teeth in the picture. But anyway, Natasha showed us a lot of cool pictures. She showed us a lot of other caricatures that they use in their Christmas themed wedding, which is, Light Fight is how they met. Or not necessarily how they met, but how they had a bond with things that they liked and met. But one of their first dates was watching one of the Great Christmas Light Fight episodes, which happened to be Evelyn Quintero's episode. And Evelyn, I don't know if you're watching or not, but you were all over our trip. Almost every home we went to had your flowers. And we took pictures with them. I'm not going to show them today, but we have pictures with Evelyn's flowers at everybody's house. We have the flowers here. They're set upstairs next to our Grinch. But also, if you don't know, right here, this snowman right here, this is made by Evelyn. She sent that to me. And then this is one of Evelyn's little porcupines that she does in her meadow display that she sent to us as well, along with her flowers. All handmade with her pen, her 3D pen. Oh, I turned them off. Can't do that. Got to have a holiday display. Oh, we'll play with it later. He's up there. But anyway, you got to see those. And that was really cool. But what else did we get to see is, and this is where it was a bittersweet. So another not so fun fact, and it happened again to a family this year for Christmas Light Fight, season 13. Patrick was ready to do his watch party, and it was during NBA Christmas airings, and his premiere of his Light Fight segment did not show when it was supposed to. They had a watch party planned. Instead, the Mavericks game played. Well, the Loader family, I believe, had the same thing happen this year, that they couldn't watch their episode when they had their win as the last episode in Light Fight. But Patrick and Natasha took us back to where they had their little fun room, if you will. It's a separate building. It's really cool. He's got a lot of cool pavilion and all back there. And we got to go see where the watch party was supposed to be. And there we are, the big bar. He's got all his Star Wars animatronics there. He's got some of the new ones. And There's Evelyn's flowers right there, by the way, that we were holding for the picture. Got the same thing at the Slankards. And the Maywolds, it's in the back behind. Maywald has a shop where he sells things for Make-A-Wish, and her flowers are there. So they were all there. Anyway, it was so cool to get to hang back there. And I wish you could have had your watch party back there. But hey, Patrick's insistent. And maybe if it works out, if the Christmas Expo goes on like it's supposed to this summer, Patrick's hoping to host a party at his house and, in the pavilion and right here. So, hope you all can join if you come. Even if you are not on the light fight, Patrick wants to have a big watch party. And I want to go to that place again and have some barbecue and explore more, what else he has there that we didn't get to see. So Patrick and Natasha, thank you for your hospitality, and thank you for showing us all these cities in one night. Geez, if you could just set up all of the light fight displays you visit on your property, could just go to one spot and see them all. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. All right, let me check in on the comments. Let's see what we got going on in the comments. There's been lots of comments in since we checked in. And what do we got? Troy's a dedicated listener. See, he's not a bot. Sorry if it was just, like I said, it's weird how it's literally the post and then the comments there for a day before the show. It's kind of cool. Hey, we got Lights on Trotters joining us. Aaron Grimes. Aaron, I've been looking at your videos this year and your pictures, and I got to tell you, your display looks absolutely insane. I don't think I can get down there this year, but hopefully you are applying for Light Fight. I know you've been trying, and I think you deserve to be on there. The display looks immaculate, and not only immaculate, it's huge, and it looks super, super clean. What else we got? Jordan. I figured Jordan was going to ask this. Since you judge all our displays, which one gets the trophy in the 50K? I'm not going to answer that. Matter of fact, fun story. And I didn't do it because I just couldn't figure out how I wanted to plan this. I was going to surprise everybody when I did this recap live and make it like a light fight episode. And you guys were going to be the families. And then Kim and I were going to do a judge thing. And I just didn't get to do that. And then after I looked back and I was like, it'd be too hard to pick. Now I see why Tanya and Carter have such challenges. And then why people that watch the show always post silly stuff when they didn't think the right show won. But, Jordan, they were all good. I think I answered your question in the video we watched. By the way, go back and watch. I didn't get to do a live at the Joneses because Mike wasn't available, but I did do one at the Mock family right from the middle of his pastures of his front yard. You got to go back and search for that one and watch it. It's really fun. It's really fun. What else do we got? Patrick, it's so interesting. The two youngest winners are both calling out quits this year. Yeah, you hit on something I was going to talk about later, but it's worth noting there are a lot of light fight displays that are no longer being done anymore. And we just found out in the last day and a half that the Blasco family, the new youngest winners of the Great Christmas Light Fight, this is their final year in Minnetonka, Indiana, I think that is, or Illinois. Can't remember the city. And they posted yesterday that this is their last year. So I heard they're going to just go to a smaller drive-by only display. I'm guessing they're getting inundated with traffic, and it is hard to maintain. You just really don't get to go do anything when you have a big display like many of us do have. And maybe they're going to do something different. But Jordan says that maybe Mr. Blasco is tired of putting the lights up for the youngest winners. He's just trying to get around that. Felicia Aaron White already said that you're not the youngest winner anymore, Jordan. All right, those two Utes. I did want to get to see their display, so maybe we'll still get that. But Jordan does say he is only going to do fireworks for one time. It was epic. He did post some drone video on his site, Holiday Lighting Creations, where his business is. I think it's also on his Maywald family page. Go check out the fireworks. It was a cool video he put together. Of course, you lit them after I left. You didn't do special fireworks for me and for Kim. All right, we'll forgive you because you were such a nice host. We even got to go to the original Salt Lick barbecue. It's a cute, cool, big ranch, man. We had the meat sweats for our ride to Boerne, Texas. What's Candace saying? It's been Patrick. It's been rough out there for a lot of us. Yep, with the traffic. I see what you're doing, and I know I had Mike Horn reaching out to me this morning again from Virginia, who won the week after you guys. And I know he talks to you regularly about, hey, what are you doing? What works for you? Things of that nature. And we're getting laughed at about not being able to find Stitch, or maybe that I posted the picture without even showing you what it looked like. But it turned out great, didn't it? Turned out great. What's Charlie asking here? Oh, great question, Jordan Maywald. Charlie, I'm not going to pick. You tried to get Felicia Aaron White when you had her on your watch party on the season finale with the heavyweights. And she wouldn't answer that either. So they're all our babies, right? They're all our babies is what she says. Oh, and you get a high five when you find Stitch. Well, I'm giving it to you now. I don't deserve one, though, because I didn't find it. None of us did. I thought Kim would find it because you did say it was on the right side of the car, which is where Kim and Jordan were sitting, but they didn't find it. I have an excuse. I was driving. And, we're all messing with each other. Go back and watch all the lives. We mess with each other. And you're right, Patrick. I know you went there. Mike's property is amazing. It's just huge. It's got to be a huge maintenance commitment to maintain all the lighting and the props and all. So thank you for what you do for your community. Oh, by the way, Mike did say that a favorite area is the courtyard area, which is where I filmed the Peanuts. Now, I don't think they make it in the video clip that I'm going to show here shortly, but that was one of my favorite displays too. You came around, you passed your house, and on the right, the Peanuts scene was there because I'm a big Peanuts fan. I have, again, 12 plus 4 foot tall animatronic ones that I built for my display. And then we go into that, my favorite light tunnel of yours, where the candy cane stripes are. That's my favorite light tunnel of yours, which is captured. What else do we got here? Oh, we got Brandon Reaver joining us from Ohio, also a light fight hopeful. And I know it. You're getting close. Getting close, Brandon. Thanks for joining. And hopefully your display to survive the wind, Brandon. I don't know about the rest of the country, but the last 2 days, especially Friday, I guess it was, major windstorm came through here. And I seen posts of mega trees taken down, displays literally obliterated. And such a shame a week before Christmas, but I think most everybody got them repaired or got them back into, good viewing so they can make it through the holiday season. But that's a tough thing. It's one thing I'm not missing this year without doing a display. The Slankards are probably laughing at Jordan. Probably. Yeah, they just followed up. I didn't even know it. They were laughing at Jordan. Thank you, Aaron. Yeah, you deserve it. I mean, like I said, if I could get down there, I think you're in Kentucky. I can't remember. Somewhere down there. Tennessee. That's right. And just not getting down there this year. I need an excuse. Kim's aunt lives in, I always draw a blank, where the nuclear stuff was testing. I'm drawing a blank. I'll think of it. They live on that side of town. Brandon knows a lot of people shutting down because of traffic. They broke over 40 people coming in season. That's, again, Brandon Reaver lives super rural. Dynamite Dream Farms. Check out his site. He's done a great job this year. Oh, man, I'm getting so many comments. Patrick's had over 3,500 visitors just last night for Grinch night. See? And who said the Grinch's heart was only one size small? It's 3 all the time when it's at the Mock family display. Everybody's getting married there. You better watch out. Oh, this reminds me of something. Nick Antidormi is joining us again from HGTV fame. He was on the kickoff episode of Hoarding for the Holidays, did a great segment. I've been to his display like I've talked about. And I know he had some weather because he's not far from me. Plus, we had snow prior to that, but he still had a successful night. He had a food truck, I think, last night with a lot of people visiting there. But I bring that up because if you follow me on Facebook, on Friday, I'm sitting and working. I was on a conference call and working on something for our ERP system, which is Oracle. And I get a message pop up, and it was Eric Schulis from Lights on Hiawatha, which is in Hynella, New Jersey, which was also on Hoarding for the Holidays. And he's also trying to get on Light Fight, and he's been at my house with his dad a couple times. He popped in, and I posted a picture of his impromptu visit, and I showed him my trophy again. He loved it. What else do we got here? Candace is saying they've had over 3 mile long cars waiting to see their drive-by light display. And you do have friends that help you with traffic, which is a good thing. It's nice that your community lets the neighbors or volunteers do traffic. That's not the case in many communities. All right. And at the end of the day, though, we all are thankful when we have neighbors who are wonderful, and we hope that the visitors to our neighbors are wonderful and respect what we're doing for the community. All right. Thanks for the comments. Get more in. I'm going to move on to my next part of the trip before I show the video. That way you know what to look for in the video. And after we left Ennis, Texas, a place full of Christmas, we went up to the sweetest place in Texas that I know of, Wichita Falls, Texas. Never been there. It was a long drive. Not much around in between, but we did finally get to the Brown family. We got to see Brandon and Tiffany and their Candyland themed Christmas display. And I've seen it. They've won the Light Fight trophy. I've seen it on TV. I can't tell you how much even more impressive it is in person. It is totally immaculate. Brandon is a perfectionist. And I'm not going to lie, Brandon, I did not expect that. I don't know why. I know you're a contractor. Sometimes contractors are messy. That's not why, but I don't know. I knew it was going to be neat, but not like precision neat. It was incredible. And, a cool part of our trip was we got to go behind the scenes and see Brandon's shop where he makes a lot of the stuff. And we got to see he plans everything out. He has a wall of drawings and things. Matter of fact, there's his Candyland theme board, and there's more. There's walls all over with everything, like his ski lift. Everything's planned out and laid out, and we got to see that right from the middle of his Candyland front yard. And not only we get to see that, we got to see the trophy. Got to see the trophy because I've never seen one before. Well, maybe not, but Kim with Tiffany holding the trophy, and it was really cool to see Brandon's trophy. Brandon, your trophy number 74. Your trophy number 74. I'm number 77. Jordan, he's number 52. Man, it was that long ago. Wow. But it was really cool to see it. By the way, Candace, since you and Brad are listening, or at least you're listening, you guys were trophy number 86. And the Horn family, who I was messaging today, was trophy number 88. So really fun. And since I'm going at it, the Loader family, who was the finale out of Texas, their trophy number 90. How cool. Anyway, when we're at the Browns, my favorite thing is the Browns. Of course, the Candyland board. But he's added a ski lift since he was on the show. It is super awesome. And it's like legit, like almost life size. And it's not just like one level. It goes around and then it goes up and it goes back and up and it goes up into a castle and turns. It is so cool. It is so amazing. And he said there was a lot of engineering. It took him 2 years to figure that out. And that was really cool. It was cool to see his brand new light curtain. I don't remember the dimensions, but it's like 140 foot long by 40 foot tall behind the house. And that's where my demise happened. That's why I can't go film any more Christmas displays this year, at least with my drone. And I mean this, my very last shot, I wanted to do a fly over his canopy and then over the light curtain and just, then I could use that maybe as a fade out scene in a video. And I wanted it low and I was doing good. I took a lot of cool shots where I'm like really low. Not, everybody takes these drone shots always up and they're cool, but sometimes it's cool to get down low and fly through. It's a different perspective. Well, my bottom of my drone, the feet, literally clipped the cable holding the top lights, and it actually survived that. Brandon saw it. He said, "Oh, you hit it, but it went down." Well, what I didn't know is I kept pressing forward, and right behind it in his backyard is a giant tree. And I should have put the clip and uploaded it because it recorded it. It shows me hitting the curtain. It jitters down. Then it goes into the tree, and then all of a sudden, and I thought I lost it all. Brandon lives on a big property too, and he has yard cats. We go back there. The two cats are on top of it like a bird landed. It was pretty freaky. Anyway, it did fire back up. The gimbal's damaged. Luckily, I have an insurance policy on my drone through DJI, the brand I have. And it's in the box. I'm going to go put it at UPS as we're done here to get shipped back and get repaired. So at least that's the good news. Or at least I'm thinking it's good news. I'm thinking they're going to say, yep, we'll fix this for you. But I do have the insurance on it. Anyway, had a great fajita dinner at Brandon and Tiffany's. And then we showed around the display. We were there for a couple hours. And it was really sweet. It was really one of one-time experience. You got to go there. You got to go see this display. It's incredible. You got to go. You got to go. All right, then, and then I'm going to get to the video and get your comments in. Then we finally went back to our home state, a place where we belong, even though we're from Pennsylvania. But many of you know we lived in Oklahoma for almost 9 years, and we got to go back. We got to go back to Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, a place I've actually never been. I've been to the Tulsa area for baseball tournaments with my son and daughter, and we finally got to go up to Broken Arrow to see the Slankards. We wanted to go back in time to remember what it was like to be in Oklahoma, because it was a great time in our life with our children. That's where they spent most of their growing up. And the Slankards helped take us back in time with their nostalgic display. But before we got there, who would know on the way in a town called Chickasha, Oklahoma, that the world's tallest leg lamp is there? Yes, the world's tallest leg lamp. And Kim and I got to see it. It's like 8 stories tall. It's incredible. You know, it's like this one here. Not quite as big, but you know, you got to have a leg lamp. This is the one from Michael's this year, not the Walmart one. So this is a good size. Kim and I got to see it. Fun fact, one year, Kim and I were the Fragile box and a leg lamp. Kim was the leg lamp for a Halloween contest. I'll have to find that photo and post it up because it's really cute. But yeah, we got to see that. We got to see, the leg lamp again. Let me remove that. And while I'm doing it, I'm going to try to talk at the same time here. And I want to upload some pictures for the Slankards because I got to share, some pictures from when I visited the Slankards. Anyway, we got there. We got to see Robert, Lori, and their son, Nick, which, Nick's a handsome dude. If there's any ladies out here watching, especially if you like Christmas, just reach out to me. I'll connect you with the Slankards. Yeah. Nice dude. He hung out, kept Kim company. We had a fire pit at their display. We had that going. There were lots of visitors joining us. And we had an impromptu drone show. Like, we were literally starting our live from his yard. And Robert looks over as we're standing there before I'm ready to go live. He goes, "What the heck is that?" And he starts seeing the lights popping up. And it was a drone show from the local university that was going on. Matter of fact, let me see if I can pop it up here. Don't forgive me because I didn't have these preloaded. Here is the picture of the drone show in the background. They were doing a Grinch, which, by the way, cannot be on Light Fight as per copyright, but it was doing a full-on drone show. They did the logo for the college. They did light bulbs. They did Christmas tree, Santa Claus. I almost, if we weren't ready to start the show, I was going to reconfigure the setup we had so we could get it in the background. But at the end of the day, it's all about Robert's display, not the drone display. But it was really cool to see, it was planned, just like going back to the Brown family. Kim and I get there, we walk in the door, and I think they had it on pause, but they say they didn't. They were watching our episode of the Great Christmas Light Fight. How about that? It was on there, Kim and I. It's when the red car was pulling up to deliver Tanya the trophy. And we're like, "Did you plan this?" And they claimed they didn't. It just happened to be on. So just like a drone show was happening while we were at the Slankard family. But really cool at the Slankard family. Lori made us a great dinner. We had a nice hot taco soup. We had homemade cookies. We had homemade biscuits, or muffins, if you will. And got to hang out and see a lot of their visitors. And I believe it was on a Thursday night. They get a lot of people. I couldn't believe how many people. And not only do they get a lot of people, it was interesting listening to the comments. Almost everybody was like, "This is so nice what you do for our community. It's bringing back memories." And that's really what their display is about. Kind of like my display is preserving Christmas past. Roberts is going back in nostalgia, particularly Broken Arrow, Oklahoma in the 60s, where him and Lori grew up. And they really do represent that out throughout their display. He has a lot of indoor and outdoor vintage decorations and toys. You'll see some of that in the clips. And I got to go in the time machine. But before I went in the time machine, I'm kind of a sucker for Empire choirs and blow mold choirs. I did have to do this. I had to go take the heads off the choir people, It's just a thing I do. I was going to do it at Jordan's, but he had the big Polaron ones and they were kind of glued on and they're hard to get off. So I didn't do it because I didn't want to break what. But, we got to see that. And then After we watched a little bit of Christmas on Crestline, he was doing a live of the Light Fight episode that was on that night. And then we went out and did our live right from the middle of their nostalgic Broken Arrow front yard. And it was really fun. It was great to walk around. We got to see some of the things that were not shown on Light Fight, like his Jimmy Buffett Margaritaville area. We got to go see a pavilion in the back where there was a scene filmed with their son Nick, where Tanya sat and talked to him. There's lots of lights on it. They said that didn't make the cut. A lot of things don't make the cut on the episode. And then, we got to see their trophy. Wait, they didn't win the trophy. The Blasco family that I just talked about, the young children that had a great display, pulled that off. No, we got to see their condolence trophy. There it is right there. They did bring that to the Florida Mega Mini, had it signed. And how cool. We got to see. You can see us sitting there chilling, relaxing, and after doing our live in the yard, and it was fun. It was fun. And we appreciated your hospitality, and we appreciated you taking Kim and I back in time. All right. I highlighted everything. Get your new comments in, because I'm going to premiere my video now, and I will post this separately so you can watch it independently of our trip and what I was able to capture. It's 6.5 minutes long. It's going to give me a chance to not only watch it with you, and I hope you watch it. It's going to give me a chance to rest my voice so we can follow up and recap the show afterwards, and just do a couple other miscellaneous things, talk about it, and then get you on your way. But let me check the comments real quick, and then I will play the video. All right. Brandon's hoping that they can fix the drone. Don't worry, the bill's coming to you, buddy. It's coming to you. You got some Light Fight trophy money. You could help pay for the... No, I'm just kidding. It's under insurance. It says they'll fix it. I think they'll actually replace it. I'm not sure. It's funny, too. The cats do not let anything out in their backyard. Those cats were... Boom! We go back there thinking we're not going to find the drone. And Brandon even went back and found a couple pieces that were missing that actually pop off. They didn't break. That was a good thing. The cats were right on top of that thing like it was a bird. Slankards, their loser trophy was number one. It is. It's the number one loser trophy. Love it. Lunars, they never saw a trophy before. I have a picture. So when I went to the Ohio Mini, well, of course, we heard the story about the Lunars. When they're at the Florida Mega Mini, Felicia Aaron White played an early premiere of season 13, and a clip of them popped up, and everybody that's in the lighting communities was there. They recognized the display. So the Lunars had to let everybody in on their secret. But also and I've had this happen to me too, even before we premiered. I've been to displays and you're taking pictures with a lot of people brought their trophies that were local, and you're like, oh, I never held one of these before. Or you get a picture later, like, is that yours? And same thing. I went to the Ohio Mini and taught a class on Light Fight. And I thank Brad for encouraging me to come out and do that. It was fun. I'm hoping to do something similar this year. I'm not sure what. Maybe I'll do a live from there, not a class. I don't know. We'll see. And I have a picture of Brad and Candace with Light Fight hats on, and they're holding the trophy again. And they never told me, by the way. And they did good on their secret with their NDA. It's like, oh, I never held one. Mine, the first one I ever held was Chris Burkett's, the Holiday Outlaws from Arizona. That's whose trophy I got to hold before I was there. And everybody, I kept getting messages when I posted the picture. Oh, you won? Oh, I'm living Candace's dream with the leg lamp. I know she has one of these too, but she's talking about the big one in Chickasha. And go to the Christmas Story House. I'm sure you've been there because you live in Ohio. I got to do that at the Ohio Mini, and I got to go to Castle Noel, which was awesome. Oh, did I see the leg lamp at the Joneses? You had 4 million lights. I don't remember seeing the leg lamp. Was that hidden like the Stitch? Maybe we'll find it. I don't know. Hey, no, I didn't see it. Got another Light Fight winner joining us, Chris Steer. He was season 10. Yeah, I guess he was up against the Stallings family, believe it or not, and pulled out the win up in New York for his Dickens Village theme with the Little Tykes houses. Great display. Plus, you had your cars all lit up, part of it. Nick knows when I'm coming, he screws the head on his choir people so I don't take them off. Because I just might take them off. We got Joseph Gonzalez chiming in. How starstruck and chuckling he was when he met Tanya. Where did you meet Tanya at? Were you at one of the filmings? I don't remember. Got to tell you, got to remind me, got to educate the librarian so I can put it in my big red book. By the way, speaking of red, you're going to see a big red car in the video in a few minutes. You're going to see that in a minute. All right. I am going to move away from the comments. Except for that, we did find out, in case you're going to the Jones Christmas Ranch, the window of the house is where you can see the leg lamp. That might be a good spot to put Stitch. Let's get a twofer. Get a twofer. Oh, I know it, Con. I know what Joe's talking about now. And I forgot to mention it. You'll see it in the video. Robert is, I would say, is the Guinness World Record for the giddiest, happiest, jolliest man alive when he met Tanya Nyack for the first time. It was like a little kid in a candy store. I thought you meant you met Tanya. But yes, thanks for reminding me. Yes, and Patrick just showed it. He's talking about the slankards. Yep. Hey, that's what he said. It's hard to read all this sometime. All right, folks, get your comments in because we're going to wrap up. And please don't leave this video. Please, it took a lot to put this video together. And I think you're going to enjoy it. I enjoy it. I even shared it with Kim a little early so she could preview it because a lot of times when I make these videos, even Kim, I don't let see until I play it on the show. But let's watch this video. It's an OK Texas Christmas. Not only is it an original video with the footage I took from our stops along the way on our OK Texas Xmas, it's also an original song. Yes, everybody's playing with AI. So I said, you know what? I want to put some different music to this. And I couldn't find anything. And then you're dealing with copyright stuff too, trying to do that. And I played with AI. And I'm not going to lie. And maybe it's just because it's like my baby, if you will. It's really good. It's fun. And not only is it fun, listen to the words in the song. They're very specific in what I wanted to keep. So I didn't have a 20-minute song about our visit or our relationship that Kim and I have with each of the families that we have become friends with and lifelong friends with. The words go along with the visit. You'll see some things from the lives. And I don't know. I think the song is really good, at least for me. It's going to bring back memories for me. And I hope it brings back memories from you. So hang in there. It's 6.5 minutes long. I think you're going to enjoy it. And then we'll be back. Get your comments in, and we'll follow up on a few other things, and then we'll see what you thought of it. So with no further ado, got your popcorn ready? You got your cookies ready? I know Lori's got cookies ready because she made some for us and gave us some to take home. And I'm still eating the pecans that we got from the Brown family. And all the ornaments that were given to us are hung on our trees. So thank you for everything. Anyway, this is why it was an OK Texas Xmas. Enjoy this video, and I'll see you in 6.5 minutes. Please do not go away. Football will be there, or Christmas shopping will be there, because that's what I'm going to do next. All right, here we go. OK Texas Xmas.
Oh, the Christmas lights are shining, as big and bright as the Texas stars.
Let's make some life-fine memories. An OK Texas Christmas, here we are. It's an OK Texas Christmas, from Austin to Broken Arrow. Visiting life-fine friends, we hope Christmas never ends, because it's an OK Texas Christmas. For the very first stop, the Librarian was in Austin, Texas. From the front yard of a youngster, one of the youngest, the great Christmas light fighters ever seen. Season 7, 2019, Jordan Maywall, something wrong, because you really are an old wise one. We saw a giant Santa Claus, and the life-size nativity made us pause, as heavenly voices from the choir soared up into the air, and we thank the Lord for this very special Austin day. And then to our surprise, the Polar Express came puffing by, smoke billowing over Jordan's special holiday creation. Then we spied a big snowman who was in the wrong part of the nation. Philadelphia is where he belongs, especially for our country's independence celebration. Your display was awesome, and we talked about it right from the very middle of your fully decorated front yard. It's an OK Texas Christmas, from Austin to Broken Arrow. Visiting life-fine friends, we hope Christmas never ends. headed further down south to try to keep up with the Joneses. But that's a very hard task, and it's really big ass, because no one has over 4 million lights glowing really bright, because that's what's needed to keep up with the Joneses in the town of Bernie, Texas. While we were there, we looked for that critter stitch, but couldn't find them in any lights or in any ditch. So we just drove along and listened to the song playing on our radio, in sync with the pretty lights from the Great Christmas Light Fight. From season 7, 2019, the Joneses Christmas drive-thru was really awesome, and we enjoyed it right from the very middle of their gigantic front yard. Oh, when the trip to the Joneses was done, we prepared for some more Christmas fun and headed up north, following a big bright Texas star. We passed cities, some near and some far, driving in our big red Santa car, until we got to that most very special one. It's called Ennis, Texas, a place full of Christmas, and every city that makes the Lone Star State really great for seeing glowing Christmas lights. This display blew off our socks. It's Christmas by the Mox from season 12, 2024 of our favorite TV show, with 3.5 acres of wonder for your eyes. It's no wonder they were on the Great Christmas Light Fight. And Carter was there and messed up his hair when he put that cowboy hat on. Patrick and Natasha Mock, it was big and bright. Oh, what a glorious sight. And we really saw all of Texas in just one wonderful night. Your display was awesome, and we talked about it right from the pastures in the very middle of your front yard. And just when we thought we were done, we headed even further north for some more fun, to a place so sweet and full of holiday delight. We found Candyland and ran into a real candy king and a real candy queen, right in the middle of a small town called Wichita Falls. Brandon and Tiffany Brown showed us all around and made Kim and I feel like royalty. I wore a robe and crown and watched a ski lift circle around, all above a giant Candyland themed Christmas display. Giant mega trees watched over me as we stood there in the middle of your candy-filled yard. You stole our sweet tooth and Tania Nyax too on season 11, 2023 of the Great Christmas Light Fight. I held a giant light fight trophy, all while standing right in the middle of your giant life-size Candyland board game of lights.
Oh, how the time went by, but then I was surprised, because I learned we could just go back to where we belong. Yes, to Christmas lights, glorious and bright, glowing even further north in all their force, in a place called Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. The sleighing cars live there, with many decorations to share with their light fight friends. The light fight fun truly never ends, especially when you can go back in time with a machine created from the mind of the giddiest, jolliest, nicest man alive. Robert is the guy, and he has a keen eye for all the beautiful things from many Christmases past. Miss Lori was also there, and she was fixing Santa's hair before showing us around their nostalgic Christmas town. They brought back memories from season 12, 2024 of the Great Christmas Light Fight, all for our delight. Their display was awesome, and we saw it all from the middle of their nostalgic Broken Arrow yard.
Our perfect trip will never end, thanks to all of you, our dearest friends. We had a very special OK Texas Christmas. We had a very special OK Texas Christmas.
That was Ho Ho Okay, Texas Christmas. What'd you think? Did you enjoy it? I know Santa did. It was fun to put together. So was the song. What'd you think? Not bad for an AI song. By the way, this is a little If you ever seen the movie Why Him with James Franco, he has one of these Santa hats, and Kim's aunt crochets, the one that lives in Tennessee, and she made one for me, and I wear it when I decorate sometimes. So I broke it out. Anyway, enough of that. That was fun, wasn't it? And it only shows part of what we saw. But again, those families that listen to the lyrics, some of the lyrics you might not get, some of you, they're things that happened either previously when we were together or when we were together as new families at the show. And I really enjoyed how they came about. I hope you liked it too. And I'll look for that video to post later. Speaking of other videos, get your comments in. I almost forgot to show these. And I mentioned that I would. We had bonus stops. So there were 2 other Light Fight families that we got to at least check out their displays. Not in the capacity I was hoping to, but when we were on our way to Oklahoma, we did get to see Ben Sumner's display, Kringle's Christmas Land, Jenks, Oklahoma, season 8 of the Great Christmas Light Fight, winner of a Light Fight trophy with Carter, and has a great animatronics collection, a lot of David Hamburger displays, if you're familiar with those, or Silvestri. He has a lot of great old department store displays. We got to see those. So while you're getting your comments in, let me play this 2-minute video of my walk around during the daytime of Ben's. I did not get to see it. I did not get to see it at night, just couldn't fit it in, but check this out. I'll see if you remember it, and then we'll check in on the comments. Hey everybody, this is Brian Michael, your librarian, your resource for everything related to the Great Christmas Light Fight, and I'm making a pit stop at my NOK Texas Xmas, and this one is at Light Fight champion from season 7, Ben Sumner's house. And Ben is known for his animatronics that he's brought from New York City storefronts and department stores all the way to Jenks, Oklahoma. Now I'm here in the daytime. Ben is not home to my knowledge. And this was an impromptu pit stop because we head over to the Slankards in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. But this is an example of a small display that's been on the show, but won the Great Christmas Light Fight. And again, he has all these great animatronics. I wish they were operating. But hey, maybe we'll catch him another time in a future trip here. But what you can see right here, there it is, the Great Christmas Light Fight trophy, awarded to Ben by Carter. And you probably can't see it, but it's signed right over there on the side by Carter Easterhouse. So, maybe one day we'll get to see this thing lit up. Maybe I'll have time to get back here at night. I'm not sure, but really, really great displays. David Hamburger animatronics, and Christmas music's playing right now. He still has a window he's working on. Probably hard to see in here. That's a pretty rare piece right there. That's Santa Claus. That is the list Santa. However, that is the life-size lift Santa. It's not your standard short one like you saw on the Higbee's department store window on a Christmas store. That Frank Cracker's sled. I mean, these elves look fantastic. And then my favorite are the Silvestri snow babies. What a great collection. That's one window, and the other window was on the other side. And of course, Ben has some wonderful municipal displays here in the front. We'll just go by real quick and see some of the soldiers on the trees. And yeah, really, really, really cool display. Great looking nativity right there. Old school nativity that was featured on the Great Christmas Light Fight. Really fantastic display. Congratulations, Ben Sumner. All right. I wish I had some of those pieces. I just wanted to get that in. I have one more video to show too, but we'll catch up on the comments. So you had a chance to digest the OK Texas Christmas highlight reel video and the song, and let's see what the comments are. Brown family thought it was fabulous. Thank you so much. Lori Slankard loved it too. Hopefully it took you back in, memories that you'll have. Joseph says it was super nice. Glad you enjoyed it. Patrick thought it was a cool video, almost as cool as his display. And, I want to echo what the Brown family is saying here. Friendships have become from the Light Fight experience has been one of the best takeaways, and it has. Matter of fact, I saw that you and Tiffany went down to see the Mocs like a day or two after we were out of there. So that was awesome. Let me see what else. Brandon saying Reaver, that he's gotten to see the Clark's Crazy Christmas House before it aired. So he's gotten to go out to Light Fight houses. Aaron Grimes said that was awesome. What else? And he said, wow. And then my buddy Matthew Eccles is joining. If you don't know Matthew, he does lights on Syracuse, not Syracuse, New York. It's out in West Coast somewhere, I believe. And met Matthew on the Mini at Sea. There's a Mini at Sea coming up in February. If you want to try something different, there still might be time to get on it. We're getting close. It may be closed, I don't know, but there might be last minute deals to get on the Mini at Sea. It's a Christmas cruise in February over Valentine's Day, and we can't wait. I still got to book my airfare though. What else do we got here? Brandon's making Christmas cookies with the kids. Good job. And listening to us instead of watching football or listening to a Hallmark movie. Hey, everybody, thank you for the comments. Again, won't be complete. I got to visit all those great Light Fight families, but and I shared my stop by Ben Sumner's, and Ben did message me, even though we didn't get to run into each other. I also had another stop when we were back in the Moore, Oklahoma area, waiting to fly home. And many of you know the Miranda family, Mark and Liz Miranda from season 7 of the Great Christmas Light Fight. They did a great light show, had Carter as a judge. They're one of the few people that had Carter and his wife, Amy Smart, and their daughter show up just before the airing of their TV show to come see the lights as a family. And then that's when people thought that they won, but they had not. But it was cool that they actually got a judge to come back with their family to see the lights afterwards. Anyway, the Mirandas are also known for, they went viral with a Wicked themed video they put out from their display last year. This year they didn't do a display, so I couldn't go see it, but I also was hoping to have time to meet them. But they also do some commercial work. They, at one point, did the Oklahoma City Zoo, and now they put up a little light display for the town of Moore in their community center, and I got to check that out. So I want to play a little clip of it. It's not very long. I did film it because, hey, it's a Light Fight endeavor, and if anybody gets to go over there, go check it out. There's also the Downs family up in Norman, Oklahoma, which I've been to when we lived there. There's so many Light Fight families in Texas, Oklahoma. But check out this video from the Miranda family display that they do for the city of Moore. And then we'll come back, close up the comments, and we'll end the show and get you on your way. Check this out. All right, everybody. It's Brian Michael here, your librarian, your resource for everything related to the Great Christmas Light Fight. And this is a very special stop, an unplanned stop for my OK Texas Xmas trip, December 2025. And I happen to be in Moore, Oklahoma. And am I at a Great Christmas Light Fight house? No, but this display was put together by a Great Christmas Light Fight family, and you might know them from season 7 of the Great Christmas Light Fight. The Miranda family, Liz and Mark Miranda, put this great display on for the community of Moore, which ironically is where my kids grew up and went to school for 8 years of their life. Check it out. If you're in the town of Moore, come on down and visit. And it's a great light show. It's free. You pull up, you park. It's 20 minutes long. And you could just say, hey, you were recommended by the librarian and the Great Christmas Light Fight alumni to come out here and check this out. great thing about this display being one that you can pull up in your car, it's always windy here, and things have not changed since I've been here in Oklahoma. It's about 30, 40 mile per hour winds. It's like 40 degrees out here. It's chilly, but you can stay warm by watching a little snippet of dancing pixel lights created by my friends and alumni of the Great Christmas Light Fight, the Miranda family from season 7. So check it out, and once again, thank you for joining. My name is Brian Michael, the Librarian, your Great Christmas Light Fight resource. The wind, it's like a hairdryer in Oklahoma. So you could hear it there, impromptu pot stop. And again, something put on by family from the Great Christmas Light Fight. I actually did message Mark when I was there. I don't know if you noticed the right matrix. He had an issue going on with a row of pixels. And when I messaged him and sent him a picture, he was like, oh, I'm going to have to go down there and take care of that. So anyway, thanks for the show, Mark and Liz, and thanks for putting that on for the town of Moore. And thanks to everybody for watching here. We're getting to the end right here. Just a couple final things. I'll check on any final comments, but just some housekeeping items. One, again, if you want to get on the Great Christmas Light Fight, they're casting for season 14. Apply now at lightfightcasting.com. Get horizontal video of your display, slow, get drone footage, get behind the scenes footage, get crowd interactions, get specific displays that you think are special to yours. Submit them to lightfightcasting.com. Or if you're somebody that knows a great display, to nominate them via the same process at lightfightcasting.com. I hope you get on the show because it's been a great experience. It's been a great experience because of the time you get to spend with new friends and, frankly, new family, like the Maywald family, like the Mock family, like the Jones family, like the Brown family, like the Slankard family, and like the Mirandas, who we have met before, by the way, but I didn't get to see him again. And then Ben Sumner, messaging you, hope to see you at one point. So been a great Texas Xmas. I will post that video separately and look for it on my YouTube channel. My final thoughts is, since I'm likely not going to have a live before Christmas, at least that I know of, everybody have a great Christmas season. Enjoy what you've done for your community with your light displays. I hope the weather holds out and there's no more windstorms. I hope when it's time to take it down that you're safe getting it down. And I hope that you and your family have not only a Merry Christmas, I hope you have something very similar to what I had and Kim and I had, which was a very happy, okay Texas Xmas. Everybody, I'm Brian Michael. I'm your librarian. I'm your resource for everything related to the Great Christmas Light Fight, your resource for anything related to Christmas lights and displays or the community. And if you have any ideas you want for the show, just reach out to me. I'd be more than glad to try to bring them to fruition. Thank you for joining today, and have a very, very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And I'll see you next time on the future episode of The Library.
It's an okay Texas Christmas, from Austin to Broken Arrow. Visiting Light Fight friends, we hope Christmas never ends, because it's an okay Texas Christmas.